Hey, this is the #1 enhancer, Coach Fred Hill, the coach from the hood. Come today to just talk about respect. And actually, I'm talking to my students today. I'm talking to my students from, if you understand, from pre-K all through college, really. But especially through the high school area, middle school, and elementary. It's very important when you start school. Some of y'all start school tomorrow. Some of y'all already start school. Some of you start school later. But whenever you start, it's important that you take education more serious than you ever have. I know you hear a lot of videos how my millionaires didn't go to school and get their education and things like that. I know there's a lot of, quick scheme money kind of things out there. I remember that I didn't want to go to college. I didn't like school. I wasn't doing too great in school, but I did care and respect people. So I didn't do anything too crazy, but I did, goof around, did this and did that, didn't ever pay attention. My parents went to the house for me to really study, so I never really studied unless I was going over a friend's house later in years. But as a younger one, I never went and studied with nobody and basically didn't hardly do my homework until in the morning I went to school and then copy off somebody else. My mind wasn't in education. There was plenty more things. I miss my mom, I miss my dad. Things just growing up that you've been through and you don't know how to adjust to it. Then you go to school and you got to act. I understand. But then I understand that some of them teachers at the school started caring for me. They was the one who pat me on the back sometime. They the ones seemed like they understood my problems when I never told them. It's because I was respecting them. A while back, at one point in my young days, a man came to me and said, and I gave you this story before, said, hey, you know what? You're going to be a wise man. I said, why you say that? Because he said, still tongue make a wise man. I just listened. My first job I ever had was senior citizen. I just sat there and listened. Didn't have much to say, just listened. And when they speak to me, I spoke back, very respectfully. When you go to school, make sure you pay attention. Make sure you follow the rules. There's a lot of crazy things going on in this world. And we always think it's not going to happen to us. You must pay attention to the rules of the school. You must pay attention to your surroundings. And you must pay attention to your teacher at all times. Each classroom should be like a game that you're about to play in, and you're tying your shoelaces up, or you're putting your boxing gloves on, or you're doing whatever and getting ready and getting prepared for your class, for your competition. And you got to sit there and listen and pay attention to what's going on. And if you're off track of understanding, ask. The smartest person in the world, I think, has asked a lot of questions. You ask. Don't sit back because you don't know. And don't sit back when you don't know, disrupt the other classes. Because everybody's going to look at you and then you think you the show. And when you're something totally else, something else. So be very respectful. Learn to listen with your eyes and your ears. That means see everything they say and hear everything they say. Learn to take notes as soon as you can get out that class, as soon as you can get home, to go over your syllabus, your curriculum, whatever note-taking you did or what you do throughout that class, and take those notes and see how much you can remember, and then read over it, and be able to go back to school and listen to the teacher say something, and you just want to be the first one to raise your hand. Because we all know you can learn. I done seen people who can't see, can't talk, and all that, and understand songs and can remember songs. So if you can remember songs because they play it over and over, what that makes you think you can do when you get your homework or you study and you do it over and over. It'd be like a song that you'll never forget for the rest of your life. I learned that a lot late, but I learned it in time. Again, I didn't want to go to school. My grandmother, my best friend, David Porter, talked me into going to college. I thought 12 years, I wanted to dream. I want to chase the dreams that I had, and the music and the writing movies and the acting and the entertainment part of life. My grandmother came home and said, baby, I need you to go to school. Even though my dad wasn't always around, his voice was. Because he used to tell me some solidified things, man, some things that were so concrete. And one thing he say, man, that's one thing them people can't take away from you once you get your education. They haven't took it yet. And I'm still striving. I hear people saying you can get rich. You don't need to spend all that money on loans. My principal once said, lately, he said, invest in your education. Invest in what you're doing as a teacher. And, man, we got the best profession in the world. We get to touch lives and change lives. And we're doing this with the state. Just think what private schools do and other people do. Academies. We get to change lives daily. So help us as teachers to help you grow. Again, a school is a process, a level of foundation that equip you to learn, to research, to collaborate. It's all about business. You got to do that. You got to stay on P's and Q's. Ain't nobody just going to give you $5 you put in your pocket and that's it. You don't, no, that's hustling. Stop hustling for the dollar bill and be smart. The hardest workers are always going to work hard the rest of their life. And I mean the one who's trying to grind on the ground and hustle people out of their money. No, you never succeed that way. Get a foundation of education. But the most important thing, if you're going to school, it's not free education. You think private people have to go pay for a private school and get the same education you do? No, it's not free because it's public school. It's a non-profit organization. They get grants. They get grants. They get money way beforehand the years before you go to school. So probably the next 2 years, you didn't pay for school just because they have your social security number. Your parents pay taxes, or you pay taxes if you're working. So why would you go to a foundation, your business, the education system, which is your business? You part owner of that business. Why would you go there and mess it up? Or be the fool? It's like you own a grocery store and somebody standing outside your store and just bothering people coming in and out, taking stuff away from people that don't belong to them. That's how it is in the education system. Go to class. Stop taking things that don't belong to you. Pay attention. Stop bothering people when they're trying to learn. Pay attention. It's easy to do if you really try. Even if you're one of the kids that move around all the time, you still can sit down and be still, practice on being that great. We all were. I know a lot of teachers like that. They had to move and do something all around, but they was able to control themselves and be able to pay attention and stay focused. And their dreams that they have in life outside of school will grow along with them. It's a spiritual thing. But we got to make sure we control our soul, our thinking process, and do the right thing. Stay away from those naysayers. Those haters. My boy DUI say, haters keep quiet and let the busters talk. Haters cruising fat rides while busters walk. And them haters, they hang by the wayside. Haters, they hang by the wayside. All my busters and my haters, I see you later. My busters and my haters, I see you later. Because players keep quiet and let the busters talk. Players cruising fat rides while busters walk. Pay attention to that. Don't be a hater. Don't hate on nobody else's education. Take care of yours. Do what you got to do to succeed in life. It changed my life. It changed my mom's life when she started living right because I was doing right. I didn't let the negativity in my household and the streets around me or any situation that came up predict my character of being somebody that's disruptive, self-destructive. Nah, I want to be better than that. I started putting my eyes on a man that's walked this earth, the Savior. I started putting my eyes on him, listening to what people say about him, and want to see, could I be that good? Could I focus? Could I change the world? Could I touch somebody else? Like how to give back. Those became my attributes. What's yours? You ain't gonna find it in the streets, but where you will find it is in the classroom. It'll really show your character. Compete every day. Compete. Be the best in all facets of life. And mean to be the best, not to be better than that person over there. They got their own lane. Be the best that you can be. Remember, I always tell you, evaluate yourself. Always evaluate yourself. And then what you try to do, after evaluating and doing all this other stuff, at the end of the day, you're going to make sure that you're on top. I'm about to be out of here. Champions MVP Character Water. Respect. Make sure you take care of your business. I love you. Keep peace in your heart. Have a powerful day.